Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind and this is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. Today we're going to do some mini readings and there's no one on the list. So if you want to be the first one on the list, what you do is click on the description of the video, go to the PayPal link, and the readings are $25 mini readings. So once the payment goes through and I get the PayPal notification, I will add your name to the list. So like I said, the list is wide open. While we wait for everybody to come into the broadcast, I want to ask, how are you guys doing? I hope you're doing amazing. It has been quite a wild and crazy week. This full moon in Aquarius turned out to be like quite wild and brought some really random and unexpected visitors like into my life, which was really fun and so Aquarius. But we have also been feeling this intense, grand square that I talked about in the full moon astrology video. And if you are sensitive to the energies, which if you're watching this channel, most likely you are, an empath and all that stuff, intuitive and things like that. You're at least aware of your abilities to feel other people's energies. It's heavy. And I've been seeing comments about how heavy the energy is right now. So I'm sending you guys so much love. And I'm here for you. Like, this is it. Friday nights is the opportunity you guys get to get a reading directly from me. So there's many options, and oh my God, I'm so excited. Tomorrow I actually begin my official human design training. And so I've taken a foundations course, but it was like an online course. And it was like, watch all the videos and then you learn. It was all pre-recorded, which was amazing. And I learned so much, but I'm so excited because tomorrow I start my official human design training to become a guide with Dylan. And he's called the Human Design Maven on Instagram. And I highly recommend you guys check him out. Him and the Leo King have been doing an epic show. I believe I think it's Wednesday nights, but or Tuesday. I can't remember. No, I think it's Wednesday nights. Anyways, it's so exciting. Tomorrow, I also have a special workshop because I signed up for the beautiful and amazing event happening in Argentina in November. So I'm going to be in Argentina in November. And tomorrow we have this epic workshop with Matias that I'm really excited about. So lots of things. Definitely, like, this week is a powerful week for me personally, where lots of things are showing up in my life. Hello, Melanie. Hello, Mindy. Hello, Jeanette. Welcome in. I'll say it again. There's no one on the list. So if you want to get on the list, you will be the first one. And I'm just kind of sharing how the week has been for me and just hanging out with you guys for the moment while we wait for someone to get on the list if you so choose. So for those of you that are new to the channel, whether you're watching the replay or whether you are watching this live, I do want to welcome you, especially if you're new, to this channel. I broadcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, usually at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Mini readings happen every Friday night. So that's what we're doing tonight. Hello, Lisa. Welcome in. Yes. So the other thing I wanted to let you know is that I do have a free moon astrology guide that you can download. And yes, Mindy. So the way that it works is there's a link in the description of the video that sends you to my PayPal. So you basically just send $25 to my PayPal. And when I get the notification, then your name goes on the list. Yes, download the free moon astrology guide. The guide actually tells you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. And then it enters you into my email list, which is the best way to stay in contact with this community, with this channel, with all the updates of everything that is going on, to my PayPal, $25 to my PayPal. The link is in the description. And, I also send out every Wednesday morning to your inbox lands the Moon Magic Report, which is a weekly horoscope for the week ahead. So you get to see basically everything that's going to be coming up for the week and how to prepare for the energies that are going to be showing up. So people absolutely love having that. It's like all in written form, and you get to kind of go back and refer to it as the week goes through. I also have a membership. It's called the Channel for Grace Starseed membership, and it is for anyone who wants to be guided by the astrology of every one of the powerful aspects that go on throughout the year. The way that I organize my membership is by season. So right now we're focusing on Leo season. So the sun being transiting through the sign of Leo, where that's happening in your chart, all of the different powerful aspects that are going on within Leo season. Obviously, there's always a new and a full moon per season. And when those moments come, there's a meditation, there's a journal PDF that I upload, there's video content plus email content, information sent to you. When the events are happening, that morning you get an email saying, this is happening today. This is how this is going to feel. These are the possible things that this is going to bring up for us within whatever area of our life it affects. And then also a little ritual that you can do, like pull 3 cards and then this card means this card means that, this card means that. So those are really fun, and people have definitely been telling me that they absolutely love it. So that's the membership. And then the last thing is that we have live events, and one of them is a group support session on Zoom, and we're having our next one this Sunday. So if you want to be a part of a community where you can actually join us live once a month to talk about everything and to share and just to feel heard by a supportive, community where you're not going to be told you're crazy kind of a thing, then it's amazing for that. And then also we have live events whenever there's solstices and equinoxes and the cross-quarter days of the Celtic wheel, because we follow the Celtic wheel. We also follow ancient Atlantean philosophy, meaning that I bring in that wisdom into the astrology that I provide, and the starseed markings and the starseed energy and the starseed portals are also a part of the membership. So it's like a freaking deal. Would love to have you guys there. I just noticed that someone did get on the list, so I'm going to check it real quick. But if you want to join the Starseed membership, there is a link below. So let's check out who got on the list. All right. So the first person that we have for tonight is Melinda. Melinda, just tell me who that is. Is that you, Mindy? I'm assuming it is. So it is your turn. Whoever is Melinda, what you want to do, hello Raven, welcome in, is actually post your question in the chat. Okay, but one thing I didn't actually mention about the type of readings that you can choose from, okay? Astrology is one of them. Human design is another one, and the gene keys is the other one. And the mini readings for the gene keys, I kind of mostly look at your activation sequence. But for that, what I need is basically all of the information that you would need for a natal astrology chart, which is the date of birth, the time of birth, and the location. All of those things are I need for human design, gene keys, or astrology reading. And then and then you can also choose from a tarot and oracle reading. So that's also available. It's kind of there's a big spectrum of things that I offer, and it's fun because it makes these mini readings super awesome. Hello, Alan. We keep crossing paths. So Mindy, it's your turn. So go ahead and put up your question in the chat, or your information in the chat, and let me know what kind of reading you would like, and we'll go from there. And the list is wide open if anybody wants to get on it for tonight. I would recommend getting a reading if you feel unsure, if you want answers to something, if you want to just notice how the transits are basically affecting you personally in your chart. I can definitely look at all of that. Within the realm of astrology, you can choose for me to look at just like your basic natal chart. If you've never even seen it before, you can choose for me to look at the transits or the progressions. It's really fun to do progressions. I'm actually teaching that in level 2. We did a whole session on it last week on progress charts and how and what they're about and what they mean and why you would run a progress chart. Those are really fun to do. I also can do synastry, meaning putting your chart and the chart of someone else together so that you can see how the relationship, the synergy or the synastry in the relationship pretty much works. So there you go. I mean, there's a lot, and that's just astrology. Looking at your human design, if you've never looked at it, it's fascinating to basically look at, and the gene keys too. The gene keys have a lot of information. So I'm probably throwing a lot at you. That's probably like too much. Mindy says, do I type a yes or no question? So if you want a tarot or oracle reading, I would say that yes or no question would be appropriate for that. If you want me to look at your astrology or human design or gene keys, I just need your birth information. Date, time, and location. What's up, Dawn? You get the little universal peace symbol. The alien sign. Me and Dawn. I'll do one. Can you tell me my progress moon energy? Yeah. Sure, Dawn. We could totally do it. If you can move to someone else who has we do not. It is your turn, my dear. Show up for the party. It's your party. Show up for the party. Until I get someone else on the list, it is you, my dear. Don't be scared. If you don't know what to ask, just put your birth information in. I know you are, Dawn, but it's kind of cool though. I actually want to look at it too. That would be fun. Okay, there we go. So now that we've got the birth information, what I'm going to ask you is, should I do a natal chart for Mindy? Okay. Thank you, Raven. That helps. I was going to intuitively choose something, for her. I was going to ask her what she wants to know about herself and go from there. Fellow Aqua. Oh, the January birthday. So I will be showing your chart on the screen. So just give me 1 second for me to actually do the little iPad share. Dude, I'm having fun. Are you guys having fun? All right. Let us go here. And then let us go here. And you're going to be able to see it in 1 second. It just takes a moment to connect. It gives me a code and then it accepts it. Fellow Aqua. The Aquas. The Aquas. All right. So what we're going to do here is put in your charts. So we've got 12178. Have you ever had a natal chart reading before? 10:32 a.m. And the location is okay. So let me just make sure we got it right. Yeah, full moon vibes, right? My sun is in Aquarius. My moon is in Cancer. And my ascending is Aries. Yes, it is. Okay. Excuse me. All right. Let's do the damn thing. Here we go. We're looking at your chart. So I need to blow my nose real quick. If someone wants to get on the list, this is the time to do it. There's no one after Mindy, so thank you. Here we go. Look at how... Oh, snapola. Look at this, y'all. Oh, I'm sorry. That's fucking badass. I'm a crazy astrologer, okay? You have got the sun and the moon. And Venus, sorry. You've got the sun and Venus conjunct exactly at 1 degree of Aquarius, which means this is actually really significant. This means that you were born during one of the Cassini points, like almost exact. This is crazy. One of the Cassini points between Venus and the sun, which only happen every 9 months. And I'm going to actually grab my book because I feel really drawn. I'm just seeing where it is. I'm feeling really drawn to what's happening here in your chart. There's a really beautiful thing about being born with Sun Venus conjunct. And I'm actually going to find the exact phase that was happening while you were born. Are you paying attention, Raven? This is hilarious. So we've got January, 1978. So let me go to 1978. See, this is how fun this is, you guys. I am the investigator. She's listening, Mindy. Where's the list? $25 to my PayPal. The link is in the description. All right, so we're going to go to January, and you've got 21st. January 21st of 1978. So it was, January 21st, 1978, it's going to be over here. Okay, so you were born during the immersion phase. Very close to the one day before the transmutation. Now I want to, immersion, technically immersion phase. I want to tell you what this means, okay? So the immersion phase of Venus. In the sky, Venus is invisible direct, newly disappeared from the morning sky, approaching fastest speed and further distance from Earth. This phase lasts 50 days. And the personal dharma is reaching past inner and outer limitations to increase the momentum behind one's efforts towards societal improvement. The other thing I want to look at is what exactly was the star, the Venus star, that happened during that year. When was it exactly? And to see if you were born during the morning star or the evening star. Because technically, I would say this is evening star because Venus is direct, but it's possible that she had just recently been retrograde. Let me go through, find some dates over here. Let me check over here. Venus star dates. All right, we got some readings coming in. I just want to affirm that I'm getting them, you guys, while we go through this reading. I'm stuck on this one because this is really significant. It's just I wasn't prepared to do this kind of a reading, but here we are. We're gonna go with it. Venus star dates and signs. All right, 1978. Thank you, Dawn. 1978. The Venus star in 1978 on January. Look at this. Wow. Okay. January 21st of 1978, which is literally your birthday, was the day, and this is what I was hoping to find. January 21st, 1978 was the exact day of the Venus star point, which was at 1 degree of Aquarius, right? And it was the evening star. So this is so beautiful. So here's what I've heard with being born with Sun Venus. So, and the evening star. The evening star energy is all about the celestial Venus. You have the evening star and the morning star. So when you are someone who connects with or who has this transit, I also have it as well. You are very like ethereal. Like everything about you is very kind of up in the sky, up there. It's almost like there's a romantic energy. There's a gentle energy to this Venus. It connects with the higher realms. Some of the things that are really funny about the Venus star point, when it's the evening star, when you're born under an evening star, is that you have to be reminded that you actually have a body because you're so up in the sky, right? You're so up in the celestial realm. You kind of float. It's very, I can't find another word other than celestial to describe this energy, that you have a hard time like coming back down to earth. So it's a much more romanticized energy when it comes to relationships. The other thing that I have heard about being born with Venus conjunct the sun, especially the evening star, is the angels are always around you and they are protecting you and guiding you. Like angels surround you. Venus is known as the planet of beauty and love. And when it's connected to the sun, that beauty and that love emanate from your essence, from your soul. So that's how beautiful this energy is. I think it's amazing. I think it's the coolest freaking thing, like in a chart, is to have this specific thing. And the fact that you were born exactly on the day of the conjunction makes it even stronger. Like it magnifies that energy. Now, here's the other thing that's really significant is that this conjunction in your specific chart is also in your 10th house, which is the house of career, the house of life path, the house of you incarnating, literally the higher self incarnating into the physical time-space reality. So what goes on here is that you are channeling those divine codes as you step into your life path and your purpose. And it is how you will be known, or how you are, destined to be known in the public eye as this sort of beautiful being of light that can channel these powerful frequencies from the celestial and the angelic realm. Like, how freaking epic is that? Does that resonate with you? Because I'm like, wow, this is amazing. So, coolest thing in your chart, hands down. You also have, let's look a little bit at and I'll check the comments in a second. Oh, hey, Shannon, welcome in. So you also have, let's look at the nodes. I'm being drawn to the nodes next. You have North Node, Libra. North Node, Libra. It's also kind of connected to exactly on the vertex. You have a couple of things that are like the exact same degrees, which is actually very interesting. And then South Node, Aries. The South Node is also in the 12th house. The North Node is also in the 6th house. So I'm just calling out the things that really jump out to me for you. So having North Node Libra and South Node Aries means that part of your life purpose, or your life purpose, your path, is about trying to stop doing everything yourself and learning to work together with others. But it is also about learning to working together with others, because the North Node is in the 6th house, is also going to help you become more present. As you learn to work together with others, that celestial energy that kind of feels like you're floating in the air becomes grounded as you learn to find balance in your life and cooperate with others and do things together with others. That is what grounds you to this earthly realm, because there's a lot of work to do in the earthly realm, as a star being, as a, celestial being. And we can forget the mission when we just want to keep being in the ethers, I just want to escape and float away. And that's what you tend to do, especially with the South Node in the 12th house. You tend to escape and try to run away and not feel things, because it's home to you, right? It's home to you. So the earth plane may feel really uncomfortable for you because you're used to the spiritual realm. But in this lifetime, you're really here to focus on working together with others. And as you do that, finding your grounding, finding your mission with others. So some kind of collaboration is really important. You have Chiron in Taurus. Chiron in Taurus is the insecurity of feeling like I'm not good enough. I don't know what I'm not valued. I don't have any value. It's an insecurity. It's low self-esteem. So these are things that you have dealt with in this lifetime that you are here to heal, that you chose to heal in this lifetime. Chiron is also in your 1st house, which is the house of Aries. And, you're also that Aries rising. So having this in the 1st house means that part of the insecurity is you feel like you don't have an identity. And then again, part of that is because you prefer to just float in the ethers, unidentified, in the the flow of it. And so being here on earth feels really uncomfortable, and that's why you keep getting pulled back, and you keep getting it's hard for you to be here. So it's really a matter of finding comfort in working with others and learning how to work with others. That is going to be the key for you to feel more connected to your mission and to your body. And doing things that help you be in your body are really important, like exercise, meditation. All those things are going to be really good for you because they will help to ground you in your body. And the more that you can connect to your body, the more you connect to your life, your mission here on earth. So that's what we got for you. Thank you so much for getting your reading. I hope that was insightful for you. Let me update the list real quick because I know a few people have gotten on it. And I'll let you know the order of the readings. So, next we have Dawn. The way you get on the list as well, you guys, is you send $25 to my PayPal. Once the notification comes in, that's when I add your name to the list. And then I go in order. So, right now we have Dawn and then Alan. Alan is after Dawn. And then if you get on the list, now you will be after Alan. When it is your turn, I will tell you to put your question or your information, your chart information into the chat, and then I pull it up on the screen. So that's how the readings work. So welcome in, everyone. Let me actually check the chat and see what we got here. And I did say hello, Shannon. Welcome in. Thank you, Dawn, for moderating. Love that. Love that. Thank you, Dawn, for putting those things up. She's helping to make sure that you guys know how it all works. Wow, that's amazing. I just now saw that. And Shannon, too. Thank you. All good. All good. Okay. High vibe energy. If you want a reading, you'll have to sign up through my PayPal first, and then your name will go on the list. I don't know what your name is, but just want to make sure you know. Hello, Beatrice. Welcome in. Hello from my own version of Sleepless in Paris. Oh, we love you, Beatrice. Okay. Love that, Mindy. I'm glad that you enjoyed your reading. So let's check it out. Do we have a question? Okay. So I was thinking tarot, just wanted a message for guidance, but you also wanted the progress chart. So, okay. Blessings, high vibe energy. Yes. You know, actually before I went live, so interesting. Hello, Amy. Welcome in. Basically I had this thought that I should at some point do some kind of like a fun, like raffle kind of a thing for mini readings, but every once in a while I will do that. So let's pull up your chart. No, this is fun. Okay. 12. So we're going to do a progress chart now for Dawn, and you guys will get to see what the progress chart is all about. Okay. So 12:10, 64, 11:56 a.m. And then we're going to add the progress chart here. All right. Let's take a look at what we got. You spoil us. All right. Progress sun in Aquarius. Ooh. This full moon was on your progress sun just a few degrees away. In fact, you have this really, look at all this stuff you have in Aquarius in your progress chart. Your midheaven is Aquarius. So remember, Aquarius is the people, it's networks, it's groups, it's the future, everything that I talked about, Aquarius. Your progressed midheaven is Aquarius. So that's like life purpose and passion currently. It makes sense. The sun is there. You've got Ceres, the nurturing mother, Black Moon Lilith, Mercury, your communication, and Venus, relationships. All of that focused on the group and like the future. I feel like that's very, very fitting for you, Dawn, with everything that's like going on, you know, in your life. So your progressed moon is in the sign of Aries, and it's currently transiting your first house in your natal chart. You are a Pisces rising in your progressed chart, which is really fun. And your moon has passed the sun, so it is now crescent. It's in the crescent phase. So we'll look at, I mean, you can look at on the sheet what that means, but the moon is in the crescent phase. And it's at 10 degrees of Libra, which means that it still has quite a bit of time to finish its transit through Aries, because the progressed moon travels, it stays in a sign for 2.5 years. So that's the energy that you're working with for 2.5 years. You're working on the crescent phase plus moon in Aries, which is it's the Aries energy is Mars ruled. So it's action. It's about taking action. It's about doing things, being inspired. It's that spark of life. Remember from the moon goddess training, the energy of Aries is connected to also the reproductive system, and it's also connected to the element of fire. It is cardinal fire in astrology, which means it is the fire that sparks things into action. It's like the energy of the tetrahedron, which ignites and turns the octahedron on to make all the other shapes that come after it, right? So this is an inspired time for you where you may be initiating something in your life, and it is in transiting through partly in your first house. And then when it gets to 25 degrees, it's going to enter into the second house. So the theme for this moon in Aries in your progress chart is first, you're focused on yourself, your identity, who you are, like being inspired, taking action to kind of in a way like define yourself. And then when it enters the second house, which is the house of values, you will find deeper value within yourself towards the end of this. Yeah, fire starter. Towards the end of the transit of the progressed moon in Aries, you will find that shift in itself. But when you are transiting the crescent, when you're in the crescent phase of your progressed moon, that also has a specific meaning. And I want to read that to you from the book. So give me 1 second. Yeah, these readings are freaking legit. Jai goes to town in the mini readings. Goes to town. So the crescent phase, okay? This whole time span from new moon right up to just before the first quarter is a time of new beginnings. New ideas start to bubble up to the surface of the person's mind, growing from the seeds of the new moon. The individual reaches a time where he or she tentatively starts to manifest the drives or desires symbolized by the new moon some 3 years earlier. The crescent moon phase implies the end of this planting season as the deeds and actions of the previous few years start to take root, for better or for worse. Any new concepts or lifestyles brought into the life will now not take hold, for the ground has been planted and there is no more room. It's a time of the emergence of the seed, the sprouts. And Aries is also the spring. It signifies the spring, which it matches the seasons here, which is actually a unique thing happening in your chart. The crescent moon phase is the time when everyone can see the type of plant. You start to publicly display the new direction that your life is taking. I see that. And you know what this makes me curious about is, where was the new moon? So we go back a couple of years till we saw the new moon. and the new moon happened. So this is where you started to feel this energy. Let's go back. So we get it to the exact degree right around there, 2017. So the new moon, you had a new moon in the sign of Aquarius in 2017, towards the end of 2017. So that basically like 2018 and beyond was this new moon that something new began. You planted the seed. It's the 12th house. The moon is in your 12th house, which means this is a new spiritual journey, right? A journey to understand your own divinity. It is in Aquarius. It is in Aquarius that it happened, which means that on top of it being a spiritual journey that you began and a journey to understand your divinity, you also are focusing on the future of humanity, the Aquarian age, the people, being with groups of people that align with you, moving into a new era. And also it's a kundalini, it's an activation it's like Uranus ruled moon, which means that at this time, when this new phase that you're in is all about something so different from the normal for you. Maybe it's like all of a sudden, like something showed up into your life that you were like, whoa, where did that come from? And then all of a sudden you're like in the story. So this is freaking amazing. I love looking at your chart right now, Dawn. This is awesome. So those are the major things regarding the sun and the moon in your progress chart. I think you're on this like epic journey of like rediscovering a new way, a new spirituality, a completely different spirituality than what you thought from that point before. It's a completely new way. It's different. It's new. It's never been done before. You've never seen this in your life. And it just like planted this seed of change and growth and evolution and revolution in your life. How does that resonate? I feel like it resonates. That was fucking epic. That is awesome. Okay. Next we have Alan. And I'm going to double check the list. That was truly amazing. Okay, so Alan is next. So go ahead and put up your question or your information in the chat. Jai has come up in my feed for the past 3 days. No, it's all synchronistic for sure. Okay. And after Alan, it is Shannon. And there's no one after Shannon. So if you want to get on the list after Shannon, feel free to do that. Yeah, that was epic. I'm like everything. I've known you for a few years, right? So like everything that we just saw was like what I've been seeing in you, like unfolding. It's amazing. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So let me know what time. Oh no, you had the time. Okay, so question. Do you want an astrology reading, a human design reading, or a gene keys reading? Astrology, I can look at natal chart, transits, progressions, just like we did. With human design, if you don't know your human design, it's like pretty incredible to find out what type you are. And with the gene keys, it's about understanding your life's work, how you evolve, your radiance, how you glow after you start having breakthroughs in your life, and then what's your true life purpose. You can find that in the gene keys. So just giving you a few options there. Okay. There we go. And again, if you're here and you're watching, thank you for being here and hanging out with us tonight. Yes. I love that, Dawn. I love that. Okay. I can't wait. Tomorrow we're talking about synastry. And I can't wait for you guys to like figure out how to do synastry in the Moon Goddess Training Level 2. here to change the world. Let's do an astrology with the full moon energy we have going on. Okay. You're welcome, Amy. All right. Let us put in your information. We've got Alan. How familiar are you with astrology is my first question as I input your information in. 123.83, 123.83, 10:18. And the location is Chicago. 2383. Okay. Okay. All right. So here's what we're looking at. Pretty familiar. Okay, awesome. So you have your chart. We have your chart in the middle, and then the transit of the full moon that just happened in Aquarius yesterday. So I put it to the exact moment that the full moon happened, which was at 19 degrees, 21 minutes of Aquarius. So maybe we can start right here. You have, your sun. You have a kind of a cool stellium here in Aquarius. You have your sun, Juno, Black Moon, Lilith, and Venus, all in the sign of Aquarius here in a stellium in your 11th house. So you're an 11th house sun, which means that you kind of have the focus of your life in terms of the soul, like the evolution of your soul, has very much to do with all of these themes of Aquarius. And the 11th house is basically how you share your gifts with the world, how you share your gifts with the people, what you're here to bring to the world that's unique, that's different. And when you work with others, this is where you start to really shine and kind of help the collective in a sense. This is also your worldview. The 11th house in ancient Atlantean philosophy is connected to the third eye as well. So it's about seeing a bigger picture. It's your worldview. It's also the connection to Uranus energy rules the nervous system. So that's the Kundalini energy and the Kundalini awakenings that we talk about when we consider the planet Uranus ruling the sign of Aquarius. It's like electricity, the water, but it's electricity, right? Because it's a water, it's the water bearer, but it's actually an air sign. And it's interesting. It's an interesting kind of connection. The water is the emotions that flow out. It's the new feeling. It's the new wave that is the focus of your soul here in the 11th house. So this full moon that happened here that was basically very close to your Venus, which means that relationships might have been something that came up for you, friendships, relationships, acquaintances, like the people that you work with is a big theme for you here. But because it's in the Aquarius stellium, it affects your sun, your Juno, your Black Moon Lilith, and your Venus. And it basically, the moon, because it is the reflector, the sun is the one that actually has the light. The moon reflects the light of the sun. So it shows us the inner workings, right? The moon is like the emotional realm. So the moon, when it's full, it shines a light on the interior world, on what's underneath the surface. And it just kind of puts this big spotlight on our chart wherever it's found. And for you, it's right here. It's on your Sun, Juno, Black Moon, Lilith, and Venus, which means that there's a big light shining on all of these themes, relationships, soulmate energy too, because Juno is soulmates and commitment. It's the asteroid of marriage and commitment, and it's connected to soulmate energy. So soulmates, and then with Venus right there too, it's like if you're in a relationship, and I don't know, any of your personal information, but if you're in a relationship right now, when it comes to this energy, it's being really highlighted. Relationships are being really highlighted right now. And it could be intimate relationships because it's Juno and Venus right here, but it could be also relationships that are related to the Aquarius energy, which is like the friendship area, right? So this could also shine a light onto that desire, the moon, and Venus as well, to find someone, right? Saying awaiting soulmate, the desire to find someone that will be unique enough and like will activate and engage with you in a way that together you are here, like you said, to change the world, right? Because like that's Uranus is the change. So that's what I would say is really important. Interesting too is that right now Saturn is on your Venus as well. It almost like on the day of the full moon, it was like exact. It was 22 degrees. You have 22 degrees Venus, and Saturn Venus also can feel kind of uncomfortable. The fact that the moon was conjunct Saturn being the Lord of time and karma, this is also for you highlighting relationship karma in general. Understanding that the past and the relationships of the past and what they have taught you and what they have shifted for you, or what they have given to you as a gift to understand how to evolve, because that's how we evolve, is through our relationships, whether we like to or not. It is within relationship that all of these things show up. All of the shadows show up, all of the toxic stuff that we have yet to release. That is the nature of relationships. We attract those relationships. We attract relationships, period, of any type into our lives, because that's what we need to catapult us, to activate us, to move towards the new world. Not the chance I said that. That you're here to change the world. But in a way, you are. So that's the struggle here, or what may feel uncomfortable is Saturn all up in the space. That's what might feel restricting, uncomfortable, like difficult lessons, all of those things. Saturn brings in that kind of friction that makes us feel uncomfortable because he is so demanding. I feel like that Saturn energy is so demanding. Like, do this the right way, like there is no room. It's like the very, very strict teacher that says you have to learn this lesson now and you can't get out of it. It's like father energy, like versus the mother energy is like loving and nurturing. The father is like the discipliner, right? And so the disciplinary. And so that's what that Saturn energy, it's like get your shit together, So that's where it can feel uncomfortable for you. But I feel like this is really beautiful. It's like all in your 11th house, and what's being highlighted is everything that the 11th house represents, your friendships, how you're sharing your gifts with the world, what you came here to share, your soul, your relationships in general, soulmate energy, all of that is being really strongly highlighted with this moon. So it's this area of your life that you are going to feel the most intense activations right now with this moon, this lunar cycle. So that is what is the major thing that is going on, with this moon and where the focus is. Hopefully that resonates for you. The grand square that the moon created with the nodes is for you, it's the first house, fifth house, seventh house, and 11th. So you have the moon at 19 in your 11th house, the north node at 17 in your first house, the sun at 19 in your fifth house, and the south node at 17 in your seventh house. So add those three energies to what is being activated and being like what you're being challenged to focus on. So first house is your self-identity. So everything I just talked about was all the 11th house, but these other houses are also being activated. How interesting that the first and the seventh house are activated with the nodes right now. That's another part of your life that you're working through right now, is the relationship to yourself, how you define yourself, and on the opposite end, how you are within relationships. And we just talked about how your Venus is being really aspected right now. And the seventh house is the house of relationships. So this is just a huge theme. And then the fifth house also has this flavor of relationships because it's also connected to romance. So, and it's also, the rest of the fifth house is like creativity, passion, romance, children, your inner child. So there's also inner child healing that's happening at the same time. So I would say that relationships, you within relationships, you defining yourself is one of the biggest like things that are showing up for you in your life right now. All right. Thank you for getting a reading, Alan. Next we have Shannon, and I'll check the list to see where we're at, if anyone else got on it, but really appreciate it and hope that resonated for you. All right, so Shannon is next. And then I don't believe there's anyone else after Shannon, so the list is open after Shannon if anybody wants to get on it. You're welcome. Although we might actually end, if someone doesn't get on the list in the next, like while I'm doing Shannon's reading, then I'm going to end after Shannon. I'll just say that. And it'll be an awesome night. All right. Synastry with the guy I'm seeing. I'm not sure if you did this before. I was dating him for a bit and just started dating him again. Okay. Cool. That'll be fun. Let's pull it up. So, synastry reading. And I think it's so wild that you were born in Japan. That's so crazy. I always forget that. And every time I see it, I'm like, what? All right. 8/7/75, 10:55 a.m. Okay. And then let's put his chart on the outer circle. Yeah. Yes. Please, Valerie. That would be really fun. Okay. 7:25:77, and the time is 6:53 p.m. and it's Las Vegas. I feel like we did this before, but I don't actually remember what it was, but the Las Vegas, Nevada sounds familiar. 7:25, 6:53 p.m. Okay, let's take a look at this. Dude, tomorrow we're going to be doing synastry, learning synastry, how to do synastry in the Moon Goddess Training Level 2. And I am super excited about teaching it. So here we are. I'm going to go through each of the things that we focus on when we're doing a synastry chart, so that you actually learn while you're watching. This is why this is like such an entertaining show, because everyone's learning all these different systems, That's what me. I'm like all about the systems. Okay. So let's start with, I'm actually going to start with the rising sign. So the cool thing about the rising sign is that it's basically the first moment where it's who you see. Because the rising sign shows the world. It's very much connected to our personality. Oh, I would love that. Amy. The next session begins, I believe, in January. I'm thinking that, I'm trying to figure out if I need to do a session before the end of the year, a level 1. But we'll figure that out. It's kind of, I get restless. I'm like, oh, I want to get it. I want to get the next one going, So yeah, it would be really awesome. But the rising sign is your personality. It's what people see. It's like the mask that you wear, and it's not your inner self, because the inner self is the sun, right? Like the soul within, the deep within is the sun, is what you're becoming, who you really are. But the face, the mask that you put on, is your rising sign. So this is the first thing, especially because we're talking about dating, right? I am, Dawn. I am. So dating, which makes this easy, or I mean, because usually with synastry, it's kind of nice to talk about the whole romance aspect of relationships. But obviously, you can also do synastry with like a mother-daughter relationship, or sister-sister, sister-brother, like that kind of thing, to understand the dynamics of the relationship. But when you are going to be, dating someone, the first thing you see is the energy of their rising sign. So let's look at that. You have Libra rising. So that's what he saw first in you. And he has Capricorn rising. So that's what you saw in him first. The interesting thing about these energies is when they're 1, 2, 3 signs away, that's what we technically call a square. And this is what we call a challenging aspect in synastry. I was going to say synergy, which kind of the same thing. But this is what's so cool about the energy of Libra. This is where you get deeper. Libra and Capricorn are actually both signs that Saturn really loves to be in. Saturn, so he's ruled by Saturn and you're ruled by Venus. Saturn energy, like aspects to Saturn energy in a synastry chart, are going to basically show whether something is going to be long lasting or not, whether it's going to be like fated or karmic, or like you're meant to be or not. And now when I say fated or karmic, I don't mean that in a bad way, because we always attract what we need to evolve. So actually attracting a karmic relationship is actually a really good thing, because that's how you evolve into the next phase. So this square can feel a little bit uncomfortable because it is a square, but because Saturn loves to be in Capricorn, of course, he rules that sign. And he also likes to be in Libra because it's like the judge, Libra is the judge energy, and Saturn can use its power to have this authority over the system by kind of acting like a judge. So even though it's a challenging aspect in the personality, whereas you would think Libra is more like, sensual and more relaxed and just wants everything to be balanced and like everybody to get along. Capricorn's like, nope, we've got shit to do. This is important. This is like, we need to be at our best, in our best behavior, at our best energy, all of that. So they are different energies. However, because Saturn likes to be in them, this is what I would say is makes this a kind of a I'm having deja vu. I feel like I talked about this already. Makes this to me like a connection that might make this have the potential for a long-lasting relationship. Okay. The sun is the next thing we look at. This is like the soul of the people, of each person. And you both have, in fact, you have a lot of Leo energy together. So you have sun in Leo, moon in Leo, Mercury in Leo. He's got sun in Leo, Saturn in Leo. Ooh, there you go. There's Saturn, sun. connection. So I feel like this has the potential for a long-lasting relationship. It's like a serious relationship kind of a thing. And then his vertex point is right there, which means connection. The conjunction to your Leo energy means the vertex is karmic connections. And like I said, not in a bad way. You both have Mercury and Leo, which means you understand each other. You see eye to eye. Having the tons of this Leo energy, understanding makes it so that you both understand the energy, which means it makes it easier for you to communicate. You're communicating the same way. So, and the way you go about communicating your needs and desires is the same. So you will understand each other in that way. I think that's actually really beautiful. So these two Leo stelliums connected, I feel are amazing for a long lasting, like if not a partnership, then definitely like a long lasting, like a friendship kind of a thing, which possibly the reason why it's like we were dating and then we stopped and now we're dating again. Like we can't get away from each other kind of a thing. So that's really interesting. Really, really cool. Okay. The moon. Let's look at the moon. Obviously we just said that your moon is in Leo. His moon is in Sag. Okay. So that's really cool because these energies are trining. They're in the same element, which is the element of fire. So let's just say you're both very, very fiery. And if you can hang with that energy, then it'll be a really fun time, right? Like things will just be like really fun time. You're always going to want kind of like the best. You'll both be on the same page about like, let's have, adventures. Let's do these things together. This is going to be fun. And that's the focus. That's really cool. Yeah. Awesome. I love that. So that's the moon. So very beautiful when the energies are in the same sign. Sun, moon, we saw Mercury. We talked about Saturn energies. We talked about the rising sign. So let's talk about Venus and Mars, which in relationships, they actually have a big meaning into the sexual energy, the sensual energy. So we've got Venus in Virgo, Venus in Gemini, and it's big energy for him because Jupiter's right there. And then we've got Mars in Taurus and Mars in Gemini. So your Mars and Venus are in earth signs and his are both in Gemini in an air sign. Those are very different energies. So you guys look for and desire in a relationship things that are very different. So as long as you can communicate that and be open to how do you want to receive, how do you want to give within the relationship, and have space for all of that to be, there's time for this and then there's time for this, right? It's time for what you want and then what I want. And then we keep a balance within that, and then it becomes more long lasting, right? Well, his Mars and Venus are in your 8th house. So his Mars and Venus are not in his 8th house. They're probably more like his 6th house. Yeah, I think his Mars and Venus are in his 6th house in his chart. But in your chart, they land in your 8th house, which is also death, change, transformation. So his energy will help you transform. You also have your South Node in your 8th house, which means, again, this marks towards that kind of karmic activation within a relationship. So what you desire in relationships is this Virgo energy, which we've talked about a lot. I don't think I have to expand on it, but you know what that means, right? It's particular. It likes a certain thing. It's there's not that much room, and there can be in the shadow frequency a lot of criticism of the other, and of the self too, and of the relationship. It's like the insecurity of like, oh, it's not perfect, it should be like this, should be like that kind of a thing. Your Mars is much more stable. So the way you go about getting this sort of beautiful kind of perfection that you desire in a relationship is you just take your time. You're not somebody who's going to rush into anything, which is a good thing, right? because you want to find the right thing. For him, the Gemini energy is a lot more active, a lot more like flexible, a lot more open in terms of open-minded, I guess you could say. It plays around, like it's got room to play. So Gemini can be, the Gemini energy with Venus and Mars can be very playful, very like, oh yeah, I'll try that. Like this is fun. Like let's have fun with it. That's the good thing, is that you have much more of like fixed kind of energy within these two realms, and he's got much more flexibility. So he may actually bring a lot of fun. He also needs that intellectual connection in a relationship. That's kind of what turns him on, like talking, sharing ideas. That's his like way. For you, it's more of like, is the environment perfect? And then that's what like makes you feel safe for intimacy. And then for him, it's almost like, is it fun? Are we like engaged, stimulating ourselves like kind of in the mental way? Then he can get like more into it, because he's looking for someone that can be right there like as quick as he is, and it's a very mind energy, air sign. So, but it is, like I said, open and flexible. So I think that this overall, the energy that I feel like this has the potential to be like a long lasting relationship. I feel like it's definitely karmic in a way, sort of like soul contract-y in a way. In fact, we can look at Juno and see if that's confirmed. You have Juno in, where's your Juno? Cancer. He's got Juno in Scorpio. That's a trine. So your Junos are trining each other. That's a sign. Yeah, and your Saturn is trining his Juno. I mean, this feels very much like soulmate energy for sure. His Juno is also conjunct your North Node, which means that the relationship itself will take you further into your destiny. That's beautiful. And it's also his Juno opposing your Mars, which is that sort of like faded attraction. That is definitely like, ooh, magnets, they get pulled, together. So overall, I would say, wow, this one's a good one. I think you're going to learn a lot from this one. Awesome. That was fun. Thank you. Thank you for getting a reading, Shannon. And I think we did get one more. Valerie. Okay, so Valerie is next. And then after Valerie, I think we'll be done. That was awesome, Shannon. I love that. All right, 8:32. Awesome. Well, that's good to know. Okay, 9:11:58, 8:32 a.m. So we are going to do another progress chart reading here and check it out. You guys having fun? You enjoying this? It's like entertaining. I would be so entertained watching these kind of things. This would be like one of my favorite shows to watch. Hello, Rachel. I will let you in if you get on the list right now. There's no one after Valerie. I was going to close it, but if you want to get on the list, I'll let you in because we're right here in this moment. Okay. Here we go. Progress chart for Valerie. All right. Progress Sun in Scorpio. You know what's really interesting about this chart, Valerie, is that in your progressed sun, if you look at this, look how close Venus is to your sun. And how I talked about the Cassini point of Venus. I mean, this, hang on, the investigation begins. That is actually quite interesting here. Okay, 19. And you were born with Venus in Virgo. I wonder if it went retrograde at all. Okay, it's right there now. Let me do something else. Okay, December of 2019. Keep that date in mind. Write it down. And okay, go back. Scorpio. Dun, dun, dun. Looking to see if Venus was retrograde at all. Nope. Nope. Yeah, I don't think it did, but let me just go back a little further just to double check. Nope. Okay. So, Venus is transited through Libra and then Virgo. And basically, for a long time, it was in a Cassini with the sun. So 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, and then in 2020, it moved slightly further away. But in 2021, it was still just 1 degree away from the sun. 2022 is 2 degrees away. So now it's kind of starting to move away. Okay. What that tells me is actually something really cool about what's going on for these last few years. There's the evening star being formed in your progressed chart. So for these last few years, you are actually experiencing and feeling this Venus star energy in your progressed chart, in your life. And it's like the progressed chart is more of like the inner journey. It's like the evolution of your soul. So if you like, what that's going to feel like is everything that an evening star, represents. And I don't know if you were born during an evening star or morning star. I can't remember exactly. Probably close to an evening star. So basically, this is saying that in your progressed chart, this is like a moment in time. And of course, you see that it lasts years and years and years because the progressions move really slow. You're in this very powerful phase where you feel there's two ways to look at it. Connected to the divine, but also very detached, like floating in the abyss and not wanting to come down or not wanting to ground down. And it's been going on for all of these years. So I can't remember exactly, but what was your star point? But anyways, you're experiencing an evening star energy for these last few years. That's significant. That's the first thing that kind of jumped out at me from this chart. The other thing that's interesting is that your progressed moon is in the sign of Capricorn, transiting through the 3rd house. It's at 5 degrees. So recently, just a few months ago, it entered Capricorn, and it will transit through Capricorn until 16 degrees. And then it's going to enter into your 4th house of the home. So communication is the focus now. How you express yourself, how you express your truth, and then it'll enter into the house of the home and family. So let's talk about the energy of Capricorn moon, which has to do with taking things more seriously, focusing on the environment, the authority, like being in control of your life. That's the Capricorn energy. My moon is actually in Capricorn too, just entered too. Your concept of the world has grown fast, but the expansive inspiration belonging to Sagittarius now fades as the focus shifts to control the environment. You may feel that your world has become oversized and therefore threatening as a result of the Sagittarian phase. Your energy turns inward again and you seek to put your house in order. No new input is required since the new internal furniture supplied, courtesy of Sagittarius, is marshaled into some semblance of order. Fear also belongs here, the fear of chaos, out of which can come failure. So there's more to Capricorn, right? And it has to do with taking life seriously, stepping into your power, being in your sovereignty. When the moon transits through the Capricorn energy, it's with the Lyran starseeds. So this means that those are the energies that are activated. And the Lyrans, of course, are the oldest souls in the galaxy. And they are here to help us find our sovereignty. That's why sovereignty is found in this energy of Capricorn. And that's what you work on when the moon transits. Part of what you work on when the moon transits through Capricorn. Now, the moon being in it's in the crescent phase. It passed the sun already, but it's not too far past. So it's the same phase that we were talking about when I was doing Dawn's chart. You guys are in the same phase, in the crescent phase, which is like we talked about, new beginnings, new ideas, things coming to the surface. The seeds that were planted during the new moon start to sprout. There's no new energy. It's just watching what is starting to unfold in your life. And to find out when that full moon happened, you go back to when the moon was conjunct to the sun, which I knew it. I was already seeing that this was going to be showing up. It happened at 18 degrees. Look at that. Progressed. Okay, this is huge. This is insane. So you have to go back and ask yourself what the heck was going on. This is May of 2019. May 2019. Check this out. This is crazy. Hi, Nelvin. Welcome in. Hello, Maria. Sun, 18 Scorpio. Moon, 18 Scorpio. Venus, 18 Scorpio. A Venus star with the freaking moon. And look at this. Jupiter, 13 Scorpio. Neptune, 5 Scorpio. Holy shit. That's one hell of a new moon in your progress chart. And yeah, we can totally do that, Rachel. So, and if you want more insight, go look up 18 degrees, what gate that is in human design or in the gene keys. Do you remember that picture? Did I share it with you guys? I think I did. For some reason, it's like, dude, there's more here. Look at the Sabian symbol of 18 degrees. Look at the Chandra symbol of 18 degrees. And what gene key? I mean, this is Scorpio. This is like a new, heavy. It's a new beginning that is a journey of death, change, and transformation. So for basically the rest of, years, because this is a 28-year cycle, you are going on this epic death, change, transformation in your life. And it happened, the actual conjunction between Sun, Moon, and Venus, the evening star in your progress chart, was in your second house of the second house of values, self-esteem, like how you manifest things in your life. This date is May 27th of 2019. I want to find out the gene key. I can't rest until we know. Where is it? Maybe if I click on recent. I'm actually trying to look for it right now while I'm talking. This is quite the freaking new moon. I could sit here for hours, like investigate more and more and more. This moon is ruled by Pluto, which is another. Where is Pluto? Pluto is in Virgo in your chart, in your 11th house. Oh, I found it. Okay, so 18 degrees of Scorpio is... Okay, let's go. It's 22, 2 to 7, 7 to 13, 13 to 18. What's the minutes? 18 minutes, 21 minutes. So, oh, snapola. Between 13 degrees, 15 minutes of Scorpio to 18 degrees, 52 minutes of Scorpio, which is where the moon happened, new moon phase, 18 degrees, 21 minutes. So it is the first gene key. This new moon happened on the first gene key. Like, what the beep? The first gene key moves from the shadow of entropy to the gift of freshness to the city of beauty. And what ends up happening is that you can become really numb. You're either depressive or frenetic. It's known as the stream of creativity and part of the ring of fire. And it's found in human design in the G center. Entropy, freshness, beauty. Like, that'll give you insight. Like, see how like deep you can go with this. So I'm gonna kind of stop there, but this is what's happening. That's what's unfolding with the crescent moon phase in your chart right now, and you're getting serious about it. Like, this is a time to getting serious about it because it's in the energy of Capricorn. There we go. Yeah, boom. Okay, so let's go with Rachel, and then that will be the last reading for the evenings. Thank you, Dawn, for posting that up. That's right. I do raffles too. Okay, so next on the list, or last. Thank you guys so much for getting on the list. Okay, we've got Rachel. And I believe you want to do human design. You're welcome. Literally, we could go on for hours and hours and hours talking about these things. Human design. Let's get your information. I know. I understand. Have you ever looked at your human design, Rachel? Have you ever looked at it before? That would be my first question. And I don't know that you put up your information. If you haven't yet, then make sure to put it up on the screen. Yes, please. Okay, cool. That's all good. So this is exciting. Thank you, Shannon. This is fun. Okay, we're gonna hop on over here. Okay, 5/4/84. So the day is the 4th. This thing does everything backwards. The 4th, but the month is the 5th, and the year is 84. 1984. Okay. May 4th, 1984. The time is 2 p.m. So 12, 13, 14. 14. 2, okay, 14:00. 14 p.m. Yeah, 12, 13, 14. And then country. Dun, 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 dun. And then city, YREKA. I just talk out loud. In California, I talk out loud when I do things. Okay, May 4th, 1984, 2 p.m., 12, 13, 14. And here we go. Okay, here we go. Create chart. Okay. Okay. So you are a generator with sacral authority. Give me 1 second. Dun, 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 dun. How do we get... Oh, here we go. Oh, you changed the time. Okay. Hang on, I'm also like trying to figure out. I'm going to change programs because there was a different... Yeah, that's one thing I will definitely say is the time needs to be exact. Otherwise, it's not going to be accurate. And then 84. So it's going to be 12, 14:30, 14:30. Although it probably won't change much because it's not that far apart. Oh my God. This program is not the, like, why would you? Ugh. Sorry. Talking to myself again. Okay. All right. It's probably going to be pretty much the same. Yep. Okay. So you're a generator with sacral authority and you're a 2-4 profile. So let's start with the generator energy. The generators are known as the builders. They have a motor. The sacral is a motor. It's one of the most powerful motors in human design, and the motor gives you the ability to have the energy to basically build things, to create, to have the building power, like kind of like almost like stamina in a way for you, because you are here to build something, be a part of something. What is cool about the generator aura, it is enveloping. And so an enveloping aura means that your energy field, wherever you go, fills up the whole room, because the strategy of a generator is to respond. You have to respond to life. Well, how do you know what to respond to if you're not feeling into the energy around you? You're trying to see, what am I responding to? So your aura has to envelop the space around itself to feel it out, to it's almost like you're reaching out. If you imagine yourself in a dark room and you're reaching out to feel what's around you, that's what your aura is doing. And as it reaches out, it envelops everyone else into it. So that it can gauge, what am I responding to? What's in my environment? What this does to the experience of someone else who's around you is it feels like, it's overwhelming. It can be very overwhelming to other people to be around the generator energy, because the generator is like the Energizer bunny. It goes, and never stops. So it's got the energy to do that. So it's important to just recognize that about yourself because you will affect other people. And it's cool. It's actually really cool because it gives you the ability to know how to respond to life, which is your strategy. So when you try to initiate things, they won't really go good because you have to first know if it's a yes or a no. So if you are not, the response to life happens like this. Something shows up in your life, and then you know from this kind of gut, like your body tells you whether yes or no. And so the way to make it easy, because you're like, well, what's yes and what's no? And a lot of people have like completely like pushed away their biggest intuitive sense, which is called your authority in human design. You have sacral authority. They ignore it. And so they try to start things and initiate things, and it just doesn't go the way they feel. When you try to do things outside of your strategy as a generator, you're actually going to feel exhausted. You're not going to have the energy because your body said no, and you did it anyways. So the easiest way to start to really truly live in your strategy, which is key to feeling satisfaction as a generator, you need to, what you feel in life, when you feel that fulfillment, when you're living in your strategy and your design, you feel satisfaction, you feel satisfied with life. And it's like, life is amazing, like that's how it is. So here's the gauge to say yes, specifically to really important decisions. It's either a 100% full body fuck yes, or it's a no. A maybe is a no, and a no is a no. So unless it's a 100% full body yes, where you literally feel your body making sounds like or like yeah, like sounds of excitement and like oh yes, or like your body will make the sounds. They come from your sacral to tell you which one is yes, what is yes and what is no. And when you start to just follow the full body yes, it'll take you to the next situation that's a full body yes, and then to the next one that's a full body yes, and then you'll be that's your compass. That's your compass. So when you're saying yes to things that are no, that your body says no to, you are going to feel depleted and exhausted. When you're saying yes to the things that your body says a full 100% yes to, you will have the energy to do it. And even though it can technically be exhausting, you will feel satisfied because you're doing what you truly love and what you're truly meant to do. And that's the most important thing. If you just know your type and your strategy, you will find so much success in your life. You're also a 2-4. I'm a 2-4. You need to trust the thing that you're really good at. You need to trust the thing that you're natural at. And you end up sometimes being like this hermit. The 2-4 is the hermit opportunist. So you kind of hide away in your own world, but you're really you're really natural at some things. And if you focus on that and you focus on being in the flow in life, you'll just naturally, the opportunities will show up for you. That's the opportunist, the 4. The opportunities will show up if you're like in your flow. But to focus to be in your flow is to follow your design, your type, and your strategy. I love that. Your favorite saying is, if it's not a fuck yeah, it's a fuck no. Amazing. So yeah, hopefully that resonated for you. Super fun to look at human design. All right. Thank you guys so much. Today was so much fun. I had a freaking blast. Thank you everyone that got on the list. We'll be back next Friday to do mini readings. This is what I do every Friday. If you're new, if you're watching, if you're enjoying this, thank you. I so appreciate the support. And yeah, I hope you guys have a beautiful weekend, and I will be back on Monday to do the weekly astrology video. You're welcome. Sat Nam. Waheguru, everyone.